Namaskar, good evening viewers. You are watching House Highlights on Sansad TV with me, Rajiv Kumar Singh. We get you today's details from both the Houses of Parliament. First up are the headlines. Winter session of Parliament adjourned sine die. Rajya Sabha records a productivity of 102%. Lok Sabha achieves 97%. Would have abdicated on oath and failed in constitutional obligation had I not reacted to UPA chairperson's remarks on the judiciary, asserts Rajya Sabha chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar. Important financial and legislative business completed during the session, says Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, adds that Lok Sabha approved supplementary demands for grants of rupees 3.25 lakh crore for financial year 2022-23 and additional demands for grants for 2019-20. Both the Houses of Parliament were adjourned sine die today, 6 days ahead of their schedule of the winter session. In his valedictory address in the Rajya Sabha, Chairperson Jagdeep Dhankar said the House had productivity of 102% during the session. The House held 13 sittings, totaling 64 hours and 50 minutes. The Chairperson informed that the House passed and returned 9 bills during the period. He added that 31 private member bills were also introduced in the House.
Honorable members, statistical evaluation sounds encouraging. 13 sittings, functional time 64 hours and 50 minutes against the total scheduled time of 63 hours and 26 minutes. Productivity 102%. "82 starred questions answered. Response to 1920 unstarred questions tabled. 9 bills passed returned after 20-hour discussion with 160 members' participation. The House traversed the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2022, the Energy Conservation Amendment Bill 2022, 3 bills relating to the Constitution, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Orders Amendment, the New Delhi International Arbitration Center Amendment Bill, the Maritime Anti-Piracy Amendments Bill, 31 private members' bills introduction was effected. 0 hour, there were 106 submissions, 205 special mentions. 36 reports were presented before the House by 8 department-related parliamentary standing committees. 3-hour short duration discussion on global warming and remedial steps, in which 17 honorable members participated.
The chairman also said that an hour and 46 minutes were wasted due to disruptions.
Honorable members, disruption resulting in loss of precious time of 1 hour 46 minutes and exhibition of unacceptable conduct plagued the proceedings in some measure. Disruption as expression mechanism is antithetical to grace, decorum, and sublimity of this solemn platform. The fallout is invariably negative as it generates disillusionment, disappointment, helplessness, and hopelessness in the people. I urge all of you to deeply reflect and seek reality check of the people on our performance. Honorable members, this platform calls for high degree of accountability for its use. Minimum expectation is that expression has to be with responsibility and authenticity. This is not a place for free fall of information not authenticated. This wholesome principle was in breach on some occasions, and the concerned honorable members have been called upon by me to take steps which are yet to be taken.
The chairman also thanked the deputy chairman, vice chairpersons, members, among others. The winter session of Parliament, which started on 7th of this month, was scheduled to end on 29th December.
I express my deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Deputy Chairman, who afforded valuable suggestions and guidance and exemplified the highest standards of parliamentary practices. The panel of vice chairpersons also rendered able assistance. The Secretary General and his team performed commendably in a committed manner. I take this opportunity to extend my greetings to you and your family members on Christmas, English New Year, Sankranti, Pongal, Lohri, and many other festivals that dot various regions of our country. Honorable members, this brief session was marked with display of wit, sarcasm, humor, and intellect. I hope to experience more of it with greater indulgence from experienced members. Thank you. Jai Hind.
This winter session of Parliament was Jagdeep Dhankar's first session as chairman of the Rajya Sabha after his election as vice president on August 10th.
258th session of the Council of States, first one as the chairman, has been of learning and enriching experience. There were also jolts, hiccups, and aberrations. Interaction in my chamber during this time frame with over 130 Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha members was indeed rewarding gain, generating lasting connect. Honorable members, in my first address in this House, I had reflected, I quote, Upper House and House of Elders, though not part of the official glossary, amply reflect uniquely significant importance of this institution. Nation justifiably expects the House of Elders to take decisive, directional lead in reaffirming and enhancing the core values of the Republic and setting up the traditions of parliamentary democracy, exemplify the highest deliberative, emulative standards, unquote. Honorable members, this theater of democracy is under the gauge of over 1 billion people in the country, as also those beyond. They all cherish and hope and expectation that we will work towards realizing their aspirations and fructify their dreams. Reflections of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar bear contemporaneous relevance. I quote, unless we in Parliament realize our responsibilities and shoulder the task of looking after the welfare and good of the people within a reasonable time, I have not the slightest doubt in my mind that this Parliament will be treated by the public outside with utter contempt. It would be a thing not wanted at all, unquote. Honorable members, it is through this prism that we have to calibrate our performance. Expectations from this unique platform are towards securing an ecosystem that exemplifies constitutional essence worthy of emulation. We all need to optimize our contributions for growth of the nation.
Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar also talked about the importance of taking necessary precautions to prevent COVID-19 spread.
Honorable members, after 6 sessions held in conformity with COVID protocols, we were finally able to convene this session without much restriction. However, as I pointed out yesterday, we need to be vigilant over the rising cases. We have a responsibility to set an example Before our citizens, I urge you all to take necessary COVID precautions and also to encourage others to do that.
Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar on Friday elaborated on his comments on UPA Chairperson Sonia Gandhi's delegitimized judiciary remark. He asserted that he would have abdicated his oath and failed in his constitutional obligation had he not reacted.
From this chair, I cannot emanate any perception or reflection without being in highest order of care, caution, and decorum. I therefore sought the exact draft of it. After going through the draft, I gathered that the reflections imparted by me in my capacity as chairman of this august House on December 8 came for inappropriate reflections. I have, honorable members, diluted my stance to the maximum level. I would invite your attention to get your guidance and wisdom on what troubled me. My attention has been drawn to a statement imparted by the Honorable Chairperson of the UP on 21st December 2022 mentioning, I quote, and you'll appreciate, I could not have personally compromised my dignity more than I did in my subdued response. And what was said was, quote, a troubling new development is the calculated attempt underway to delegitimize the judiciary. That's her perception, I have nothing to say. Ministers and even a high constitutional authority have been unlisted, mark the word, unlisted, to making speeches attacking the judiciary on various grounds, unquote. Honorable members, I indicate to you, I will preserve to an extreme decorous degree what I say from this chair. This office cannot be allowed to be dragged on partisan stance. I cannot be unlisted. I assure the leader of the opposition, I cannot be unlisted either by them or by you to delegitimize judiciary. I suffered the allegation that I was part of a system to delegitimize judiciary, which means sounding a death knell of democracy. Once again, please, I was expecting the honorable members to appreciate my subdued response.
The Rajya Sabha chairman also said he made a subdued response to Gandhi's remark in the upper house after massive homework, and it could not have been more moderated and reflective of the highest level.
I expected wisdom of the House to be affirmatively supportive of me. And sir, you are raising a point of order. I am not making reflection on what has been said outside. What has been said in this House has been commented. Every word that I spoke on that particular day, I have been extremely alive, and I can assure the honorable members, I engaged into massive homework, got in touch with everyone who knows the subject, interacted with the past Secretary Generals, and then concluded that I will be abdicating my oath. I will be getting away from my constitutional obligations if I do not react. My reaction could not have been more moderated. My reaction could not have been more reflective at a higher level. I have highest personal regard for every member of this House and chairperson of the UPA holds an elevated position like leader of the House in both the houses. I therefore could not have averted it. If I were to show escapist route to such a statement, I will be creating a history that would ever shame me and shame this House. I seek your support. Dr. John Vitas, please.
Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar on Tuesday disallowed a notice under Rule 267 as the notice was not in order.
Honorable members, during this session, on several occasions, I have indicated the parameters of admissibility of notice under Rule 267. The notice is not in order. I am constrained not to accept it.
Time now for a very short break in the bulletin. On the other side, news from the proceedings in the Lok Sabha. Welcome back to House Highlights. Now, today's news from the lower house. The winter session of Lok Sabha was adjourned sine die on Friday, 6 days ahead of the schedule. Speaker Om Birla said the productivity of the lower house in this session was 97%. The House held 13 sittings, totaling 62 hours and 42 minutes.
अब हम 7वीं लोकसभा के 10वें सत्र की समाप्ति पर आ गए हैं। ये सत्र 7 दिसंबर 2022 को आरंभ हुआ था। इस सत्र के दौरान कुल 13 बैठकें हुए जो 68 घंटे 42 मिनट तक चली है। सभा के चालू सत्र की कार्य उत्पादकता लगभग 97% रही है। सत्र के आरंभ में सदन के एक नए माननीय सदस्य श्रीमती डिम्पल यादव ने दिनांक 12 दिसंबर 2022 को सदस्यता की शपथ ली।
In his valedictory speech, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla informed the House about the bills that were taken up during the winter session.
वर्तमान सत्र के दौरान 9 सरकारी विधेयक पुनर्स्थापित किए गए। कुल मिलाकर 7 विधेयक पारित हुए। पारित किए गए कुछ महत्वपूर्ण विधेयक हैं। संविधान अनुसूचित जनजातीय आदेश दूसरा संशोधन विधेयक 2022, संविधान अनुसूचित जनजातीय आदेश तीसरा संशोधन विधेयक 2022, संविधान अनुसूचित जनजाति आदेश चौथा संविधान संशोधन विधेयक 2022, संविधान अनुसूचित जनजातीय आदेश पांचवा संशोधन विधेयक 2022 और समुद्री जल दस्युता रोधी विधेयक 2022।
Lok Sabha Speaker told the House that important financial and legislative businesses were completed during the session. The Lok Sabha approved supplementary demands for grants of rupees 3.25 lakh crore for financial year 2022-23 and additional demand for grants for 2019-20 that were discussed for 10 hours and 53 minutes.
इस सत्र में महत्वपूर्ण वित्तीय और विधायी कार्यों का निपटान किया गया। वर्ष 2022-23 के लिए अनुदानों की अनुपूरक मांगों का पहला बैच वर्ष 2019-2020 के लिए अतिरिक्त अनुदानों की मांगों डिमांड फॉर एक्सचेंज पर 10 घंटे 53 मिनट तक चर्चा चली।
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said the members raised 374 subjects of public importance during zero hour. In addition, members raised 298 issues under Rule 377. 36 reports of standing committees were placed and ministers made 23 statements on important subjects.
सभा में माननीय सदस्यों ने अविलंब लिए लोक महत्व के 374 मामले उठाए गए। माननीय सदस्यों ने नियम 377 के अधीन 298 मामले सदन के समक्ष उठाए तथा पटल पर रखे। लोकसभा की स्थायी समितियों के 36 प्रतिवेदन सभा में प्रस्तुत किए गए। सत्र के दौरान 56 तारांकित प्रश्नों के उत्तर दिए गए। माननीय मंत्रियों द्वारा विभिन्न महत्वपूर्ण विषयों पर कुल 23 वक्तव्य दिए गए, जिसमें से माननीय संसदीय कार्य मंत्री तथा सरकारी कार्य से संबंधित 2 वक्तव्य शामिल हैं। सत्र के दौरान विभिन्न मंत्रियों द्वारा 1811 पत्रों को सभा पटल पर रखा गया। सभा में भारत में खेलों के संवर्धन की आवश्यकता, जिस पर नवे सत्र में चर्चा आंशिक रूप से हो पाई थी, पर आगे अल्पकालीन चर्चा हुई, माननीय मंत्री जी के उत्तर के साथ संपन्न हुई।
On the last day of the winter session of Parliament, Speaker Om Birla thanked everyone, including the Prime Minister, for making the winter session a success.
माननीय सदस्यगण, मैं सभा की कार्रवाई को पूरा करने में उनके योगदान के लिए सभापति तालिका में शामिल अपने माननीय सहयोगियों के प्रति आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, संसदीय कार्य मंत्री जी और विभिन्न दलों के नेताओं और माननीय सदस्यों के प्रति भी उनके सहयोग के लिए हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं आप सभी की ओर से प्रेस और मीडिया के मित्रों को भी धन्यवाद देता हूं। मैं इस अवसर पर सभा को प्रदान की गई समर्पित और त्वरित सेवा के लिए महासचिव और लोक स्वास्थ्य सचिवालय के अधिकारियों और कर्मचारियों की भी सराहना करता हूं। मैं सभा की कार्रवाई के संचालन में संबद्ध एजेंसियों को उनके द्वारा प्रदान की गई कुशल सेवाओं के लिए भी धन्यवाद देता हूं।
That's all in today's bulletin. For all news and updates, keep watching Sansad TV. Good night.